Hello everyone, and welcome to our online orientation and introduction to our Children and Family Services Resource Family Approval process. My name is Andres Guerrero. I'm a Community Service Coordinator with Retention with the Human Service Agency. And with me is my colleague, Elisa.
Hello everyone, my name is Elisa Carreño, Community Service Coordinator with Children and Family Services, and we are so happy to have you here with us today.
As we move along through our presentation, you will see there's a heart on top of the corner, and you'll get additional information that will be there for you. What is Children and Family Services? Ventura County Children and Family Services is responsible for keeping children safe and strengthening families. Here in Ventura County, we believe families can keep their children safe with support. And if they can't, we believe children and youth should be cared for in a familiar, nurturing, and safe environment. And while they are in care, we believe every child and youth is entitled to thrive through stability, family connections, quality treatment, and a voice in planning. We believe through partnership and support, parents can grow and change to safely parent the children. And if the children cannot return home, we believe all children and youth deserve a sense of belonging, permanent and unconditional commitment in a lifelong family. Who are dependent children? Describe how you imagine a child in care is in your point of view.
I imagine a child in care to be a teenager, a baby, a family member, and child from all cultural backgrounds.
Thank you. That's a great answer. Yes, we do see different children of all kinds. We see babies, toddlers, teens. So yes, you're correct. We see all kinds of children. Thank you.
We also get sibling sets, which we really strive to keep together. We have children from all backgrounds with all different types of needs, and we need you to welcome them into your home, provide nurture, support, and care.
I love to cook and read stories. I love to learn new things. My forever home is where someone can help me learn.
There is a heart in this slide, so please go ahead and click on it for more information.
I'm not going to be one of the statistics. I try so hard to do something more than my own self. I am victorious and I matter. I have so much worth. Give me a chance to make a difference.
I love playing sports. My favorite foods are In-N-Out, Taco Bell, and smoothies. I like reading the Guinness Book of World Records and learning about Greek mythology. I live in a group home, but my wish is to live with a family who cares for me.
We're going to be sharing Kiana's story with you today. She is a young lady who has been through so many transitions. She's extremely shy, and it's hard for her to get up in front of the camera, in front of people to talk. However, she really wanted to share a little bit of her story with you. We do have so many teens who need you to open up your home, to be able to provide care, because they need you in order to be able to have great outcomes.
I think the most important thing for someone to know about a teen, if they're thinking about welcoming them into their home, is that a teen is not the label at all whatsoever. I think every person needs to be loved, and that's all we're looking for. You know, we're looking for a family to love us instead of looking at us like we are the rebels that today's society make us appear, you know. I also believe that with the right guidance and love and support that we can change the way that people look at us teens, because, you know, if you're raising us right, then we won't have that label on us anymore. And I think that that's the first step to changing that label, is loving us.
Kiana was struggling one day. We went into the break room, and so she ended up leaving, and she left us a gift behind. She put in writing what she couldn't verbalize. A family is not defined by the relation in blood, but by the connection in heart. Child experience. We believe every child is entitled to thrive through stability, family connections, quality treatment, and a voice in planning. And remember, we are always striving to keep families together, do that family preservation. It is absolutely essential for great outcomes for our children.
Child's needs to stay connected to their birth, family, and remain with their siblings, to be cared for by people who support the relationships with their birth family, to be in a family-like setting regardless of their ages, to remain in their school and communities of origin, to be cared for by nurturing families regardless of their age, sexual orientation, or medical or mental health needs, to have their special needs met, to be able to go home when it is safe. Special needs. Children are assessed to find out if they have any special needs. Caregivers shall complete training from a healthcare practitioner and follow the individualized healthcare plan. No more than 2 children or non-minor dependents with or without special needs can be placed in a home. The home shall accommodate any medical equipment. What is the Resource Family Approval Program? That's why we are here today. The Resource Family Approval Program is a child-centered process for approving families to be a resource home. The program prepares families to welcome child into their home and for the possibility of permanency if needed. RFA application process. To become a resource family, applicants must meet the following requirements. Qualifications: be 18 years or older, be in good mental or physical health. It is highly encouraged that if you're married or in a committed relationship, for both individuals to apply as a resource parent. Approval components: training, background checks, home environment assessment, family evaluation. Committed and able to complete the process within 90 days from signing application. Training. There are several components: RFA orientation, 21st century parenting classes, system of care, trauma and behavior management, educational and panel, attachment and cultural awareness, health and safety, first aid, CPR certification that must be current, specialized training, if necessary for the needs of the child, post-approval, annual training on related topics.
Background check. All persons 18 years or older must receive criminal and child welfare background clearances and sign a release of information when they are residing in the home of an applicant or resource family, regularly present in the home of an applicant or resource family. Requirements: signed criminal record statement. Full disclosure is very important. Live scanned fingerprinting. If criminal history exists, further assessment will be required. If an individual has resided out of state within the last 5 years, a child abuse inquiry with that respective state must be completed. DMV driving record to be submitted by applicants or any adult providing transportation. Any adults moving in or out of an approved resource family home must be reported to the RFA unit. All adults are required to have a criminal clearance prior to moving into an approved home. Capacity and bedroom. Capacity. No more than 2 infants 0 to 24 months may reside in the home. No more than 6 children or youth can reside in the home, including biological, adopted, or children under a guardianship. Bedroom sharing. No more than 4 children per bedroom. Each child must have an age-appropriate bed. Children older than 24 months may not share a bedroom with a resource parent. Home environment. These are some of the things you will need in your home. The home shall be clean, safe, sanitary, and in good repair. The RFA social worker must have access to the entire home and grounds to complete the assessment. Home must have working smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. First aid supplies must be available in the home. A functional phone must be available at all times. We always want our children and teens to have access to a phone. There must be age-appropriate car seats. And finally, for Native American youth, additional requirements may be required. There is a heart in this slide, so please go ahead and click on it for more information. Storage requirements. Firearms and other dangerous weapons storage. All weapons must be stored and locked separately from the ammunition. Notify your worker before your home visit if you have a weapon. Poisons, cleaners, and disinfectants must be made inaccessible, for example, by using child locks or storing them in high cabinets. Medication storage. All medicines must be securely stored and inaccessible to children. Pools and bodies of water. Pools or similar bodies of water must be inaccessible if the family will be accepting a child who is under age 10 or a child or youth who is developmentally, mentally, or physically disabled. Pools should be enclosed by a 5-foot fence, wall, or other barrier that complies with the health and safety code. Children must be supervised by an adult who is able to swim. The agency does not pay for the installation of safety measures.
So now we come to other members of our family, our pets. As you all know, we're all animal lovers. So when we go and do the home evaluation, we want to go and make sure that your pets are going to be also comfortable with having, a new teen baby come into their homes, and everything, they're going to get along perfectly well. So it's going to be a great connection, a great bond if they come to a home and they have a loving dog, a loving cat, or even birds or lizards. So it's going to be great to have pets, and we just want to make sure that the pets are going to get along well with the kids and the kids with the pets. Smoking prohibitions. California Department of Social Services prohibits people residing in an approved resource family home to smoke or permit any other person to smoke inside the home or on the outdoor grounds when the child is present. No smoking in the vehicles that are used to transport children. This includes any smokable substances. Family evaluations. The family evaluation includes interviews of the applicant or resource family. We evaluate the family system's dynamics, strengths, and the areas where more support or resources may be needed for more effective quality parenting skills. Minimum of 2 face-to-face interviews with each of the applicants. Minimum of 1 separate face-to-face interviews with all of the adults, all of the children, and all of the non-minor dependent residing at the home. Approval. You're ready for placement? Placement is not guaranteed. Valid through the state of California, but not outside the state. Adoptions and specialized placement may have additional requirements. Post-RFA approval, supporting resource families. Biennial evaluate the home and family to ensure continued compliance with the RFA written directives. Manage all concerns and provide additional resources and education. Review incident reports. Investigate significant complaints, allegations of concerns about the child's safety and well-being. Approve modifications may be change in residence, the family, and change to the terms of approved age, gender, number of children. Verify that only individuals with background clearances and exemptions reside or regularly present in the home.
Being child-centered means that all children, birth families, and resource families will have access to many resources and supports. The child, for example, will have access to resources, right? Childcare. Resource family will have access to many supports that will surround them, like a PPE, social worker. And the birth families have their family services and friends essentially working together to build a big support network that will be child-centered, and so that we can quickly strengthen families for reunification. In this part of the orientation, we have a heart, so please click on the heart for more information. As a resource family, you will have a lot of people walking alongside you and providing you support. So staff roles in RFA. You will have an RFA social worker. There will be a child social worker. You will be assigned to a peer partner educator and a community service coordinator. Dependency court process overview. The next steps are a very simplified version of what can happen during the reunification process. It always varies from case to case. Should a child need to be removed from the home, there will be an initial detention hearing. There will be an emergency response social worker with the case for about 48 to 72 hours. It will then move to a jurisdiction and disposition hearing, where a court social worker with the case will be assigned for about 30 to 60 days. We then move on to the court review hearings and ongoing case reviews with a social worker throughout the reunification process. We then move on to the permanency hearing, although still in the reunification process, with an ongoing social worker to complete this hearing with a permanent plan if applicable. It then moves on to the selection and implementation hearing with a permanency social worker, which then moves the case to permanency. Resource family role and expectations. Resource families are a part of the child's team and are expected to co-parent with birth families. We know how important it is to co-parent with birth families for the well-being of the children. They will thrive, knowing that both families can get along together for their well-being. Provide trauma-informed care and supervision of children and youth placed in the home. Children or youth's medical, educational, and court records must be maintained and kept confidential. Participate in and support case plan and comply with all court orders, laws, and written directives. Transport the child to appointments and schools as necessary. Responsibilities for care and supervision includes but is not limited to establish and maintain emergency telephone numbers in a prominent location. Arrange for alternative care and supervision when needed. Ensure that children and youth are not left unsupervised overnight. Maintain and supervise the child's cash resources and personal property. Assist in age-appropriate personal hygiene and health care. Provide and ensure nutritious meals, snacks, and beverages for children and youth, and meet any special dietary needs. Teach life skills to non-minor dependents.
Co-parenting. Resource families play an essential role in helping a child's birth family stay emotionally connected to the child and supporting family reunification, which is a good thing because a healthy relationship between the resource family and the birth families may result in a resource family becoming an ongoing support after reunification. We have many great stories of families that stay together. They attend the child's birthday parties, holidays, so it's a good way for each other to support each other after the reunification process. Resource families' role and expectations in Ventura County. Co-parenting by maintaining bonds with the birth family. This means you're going to transport the child or children as needed. Supervise and engage in family time visits. Must provide a phone number for the birth parents to contact. Also, keep pictures and records of the child or children's milestones to share with the birth families. Next, you're going to see a quality parenting initiative in action video, which is a great example that shows our resource families and birth families walking alongside each other for a better pathway and strengthening each other.
Nikki has 2 biologic siblings. They are in an adoptive home. We are forever tied to that family. He has an aunt that is very much involved in his life, and she's now part of our lives forever.
I was first approached about doing supervised visits with Nicholas and biological aunt and biological dad. I was really excited. I wanted to meet that side of his past and his family and get to know them and create that relationship with them. That way they were able to be trusting that we were here for them as well. Yes, I believe it's definitely a great opportunity for his biological family to be a part of his life and to see him thrive, really. I think strengthening VC families is so powerful in giving family the connections that they thought they might have lost. And like Melissa said, and to reiterate, to just build your family. It takes a village. It absolutely does take a village.
El poder ayudar y decirles que mi madre falleció hace unos aproximadamente 4 años, cuando ella estaba un poquito más grave. Ella perdonó a su mamá y dijo, madre, te perdono por haberme regalado a mí y a mis hermanos. Y eso me llegó muy al corazón, en el cual yo decidí aportar y ayudar a todos esos niños necesitados. Tenemos un contacto entre los padres de los niños y nosotros, entonces damos confianza a los padres de los niños, porque es como si dar lo que un día mi mamá recibió.
I became a resource family. Sandra's children were my very first placement. A day later, I received a call from Sandra asking how her children were. And from there, we just developed a relationship. And I think once we spoke, I could feel that her anxiety had gone down. And we've just had this great relationship ever since. And so it's going on 6 years now that we've had this relationship. And the children still call me, and in fact, they live 3 blocks from me. and so we just have a great relationship. We have holidays together, birthdays together, so it's really nice.
Porque conocí a la persona que estaba cuidando a mis hijos. Me sentí más relajada, más tranquila y sabía que estaba en buenas manos mis hijos.
Walking with Sandra through this journey, this very hard trial that she was going through, I think one of the proudest moments was seeing her do everything she had to for her children and being motivated, even though she was working so hard at her normal job, and then after work, still being motivated and encouraged to fight for her children.
Sí, me sentí porque yo aquí no tengo familia y la única familia son mis hijos, la única que me daba ánimos y apoyo era ella, cuando también me los dejaba que me hablaran por teléfono cuando estos niños se sentían mal o que así me extrañaban. Ella fue la que también me daba muchos ánimos y alientos para que yo pudiera salir adelante.
So the day came when reunification came, and of course it was a very happy moment. It was bittersweet. I remember we got them all dressed up, and everybody came to my house that day, my family, to say goodbye. Sandra, tú no sabes de esta parte. Cuando se fue Nicole y Sergio de la casa, fue un día muy triste, pero al mismo tiempo muy alegre para mí, pero también muy triste porque tú sabes cuánto los quiero.
Sí. También para mí también fue mucha felicidad, pero también como mis niños le estimaban mucho, no pude yo también decirles, ya no van a ver a Sonia, sino que yo incluso dije, fue la única persona que me apoyó y mis hijos la quieren y le sentía, por eso seguí esa linda amistad.
Children's personal rights. All children and youth in care have personal rights that must be protected by the resource family. Each child should have a fair and equal access to available services, placement, care, treatment, and benefits, and to be treated with respect, to be free from corporal punishment, discriminations, intimidation, or harassment. Reasonable and prudent parent standards. Provide the child with a normal life experience. Empower caregivers to encourage the child to engage in extracurricular activities and promote well-being. Allow the caregiver to make reasonable parenting decisions without waiting to obtain the social worker or juvenile court's approval. Applying these standards shall not contradict court orders, nor result in denying the personal rights of a child.
Mandated reporting requirements. A resource parent is a mandated reporter and must report to the child abuse hotline. any suspected child abuse or neglect, or any suspected physical, sexual, or emotional abuse of a child or youth in their home. The hotline number is 805 654 3200. RFA reporting requirements. Changes to the resource home. Changes to the physical or mental health of a child or adult in the home. New adults moving into the home. Change of address. Unusual incidents. Injury or illness that requires emergency medical attention or hospitalization. Accidental injury to the face, body, or any other factor. Absence or death. These are all RFA reporting requirements. Resource Family Support Services. Here are some of the things you will have access to. Stipend, health care, respite care, which means you get a break, you get some relief from your daily caregiving. We have qualified caregivers that can come into your home and provide you that very well-deserved break you need. And also daycare as appropriate. Resource Family Support Services. As a resource family, you will have access to many supports around the community. You have access to childcare through Child Development Resources, which is daycare. And then we also have Channel Island Social Services, which we talked about respite earlier. And they are the ones that provide qualified caregivers to come into your home and give you that much needed break. You also have James Storehouse, who can provide you with durable goods. You have the Assistance League. Just remember, you're not alone while you're caring for children. You have a whole community surrounding you.